What is up, guys? Chris Barr, First Productions here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we gotta talk about something that's been going really viral in the rail fan community and on the news as of recent. Now, you probably are going to be really stunned by this, or you may have heard about it already. Union Pacific wants to acquire or merge with Norfolk Southern. Yes, that is absolutely correct. You heard me right. Union Pacific wants to acquire or merge with Norfolk Southern. And today we're going to talk about my opinions on it and what I think will happen to the rail industry if this, merger takes place and goes through. But the goal of this merger is to create a $200 billion transcontinental railroad. Yes, that's right, a $200 billion transcontinental railroad. But the question is, why is this happening now? Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific, well, Norfolk Southern's doing better than Union Pacific in their profit levels. It's still, in my opinion, not as good to, merge. But you never know. A merger might be good in this case. But I'm going to explain my opinion on why I personally don't want this merger to go through. Number one, I like Norfolk Southern. They're my favorite Class 1 railroad. I don't want them to go away. I'll be sad if they do. But boo-hoo-hoo. It's whatever. It's whatever the rail industry wants to do. Whatever these two railroads want to do. Not my decision. So if it happens, it happens. Boo-hoo-hoo. Grow up, Chris. But either way, it's whatever. Number two, it's really going to take away from the rail industry. I really believe it will, because there will be less competition if this merger goes through, which means that BNSF, Canadian National, or Ferromex has to merge with somebody. For instance, BNSF could merge with CSX, or CSX can merge with Canadian National, and BNSF can merge with Ferromex. Or it could be the complete opposite. CSX can merge with Ferromex, and BNSF can merge with Canadian National, or CN. It really all depends. But what I think is going to happen if the merger for Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific goes out and is successful, I think CSX is going to be bought by BNSF. I think that's how that's going to work. But it's whatever. Now, a couple positive things will happen with this merger. First of all, Union Pacific's power will come to the East Coast. Second most really awesome thing that will happen if this merger goes out is that the Union Pacific steam locomotives, that means maybe Big Boy. Big Boy might be too big for Horseshoe Curve or the East Coast railroads. That means Norfolk Southern, CSX. But 844 or 844 can go ahead and come to the East Coast. They can probably navigate Horseshoe Curve, because that will be the main thing they really struggle with. It's going to be their main challenge. So that's kind of cool to think. And then all the Union Pacific Heritage units come. All this cool power will come to the East Coast, which is cool. I think it's awesome. Same thing with CSX and BNSF. If they merge, then all BNSF's cool power will come to the East Coast. So we'll be able to see more war bonnets and stuff like that. That's really cool. I think that's really awesome. Now, another thing could happen if Norfolk Southern gets Union Pacific, or Union Pacific gets Norfolk Southern. Norfolk and Western 611 could go to the West Coast. So the West Coasters can actually see N&W 611. It's going to look kind of weird in that setting because it's dry, temperate, and it's desert. But what the hey, it's still cool nonetheless. Now, here are some negative things. I think I already explained one. It's going to eliminate some competition. There's less railroads to compete with. So, Union Pacific, if Union Pacific gets Norfolk Southern, BNSF has to merge with somebody, whether that be CSX or CN or, Ferromex. They have to merge with somebody. Another thing that is a potential issue is, you know, the United States economy. What's it going to affect with the United States economy? I mean, we're talking about a $200 billion railroad here, guys. What's that going to affect the economy? What's that going to look like? You know? And what is the new name for the railroad going to be? Is it going to be Norfolk Pacific? Or is it going to be Union Southern? Or, best of all, and it kind of sounds cool, Southern Pacific. Yes, Southern Pacific can come back. But I doubt it. To be completely honest, I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm voting between Norfolk Pacific and Union Southern is what I think they're going to call the railroad. But a lot of people think it's just going to say Union Pacific, and Union Pacific is going to gobble Norfolk Southern up and just completely take over it. What automatically means that it's not a merger, it's a takeover. They clearly said merger. A merger does not take a railroad over. Two railroads merge together. That's what a merger is. Like Canadian Pacific, Kansas City Southern merged together, and they created CPKC, Canadian Pacific Kansas City. That's a merger. Norfolk and Western Southern Railway merged together to create Norfolk Southern. That's a merger. So it really all depends on what the outcomes are. Now, the thing with Union Pacific, they never merged with anybody. They always took over railroads. The Southern Pacific never merged with Union Pacific. Southern Pacific went straight into Union Pacific's custody, and they were completely taken over by Union Pacific. The name did not change. It stayed Union Pacific. It did not go to, you know, Pacific Southern or some crap like that. It did not change. But every other Class 1 railroad that merged with another Class 1 railroad changed the name. Santa Fe, Burlington Northern merged together to create Burlington Northern Santa Fe, or BNSF. But Union Pacific never done that. So that's got me worried that, they're going to completely take over Norfolk Southern and actually not merge. It's going to be a takeover instead, which I hope does not happen. Now, with that being said, this is not going to happen overnight. Everybody thinks this is going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen overnight, guys. Okay? This Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific merger is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take a while, guys, for this to completely rule out and lay out and go through. If it does. There are many obstacles in the way of this merger as of right now. And everybody says that Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern has already made a deal to merge, great. You may have made a deal, Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern, but now you got to deal with the federal stuff. You got to deal with the federal government. Now, in this day and age with the federal government, how corrupt it is, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a dumb decision and actually made this merger go through. But there's other factors beside the federal government that take play that may cancel and this merger may fail. One, the TSB. So, the TSB has to approve this. And that could take a year, could take 2 years. Those are the guys that really could screw this up for Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific. Now, the second thing, they have to go through, the president and stuff like that, which technically counts for the federal government. And then they have to go and see how their stock markets are, and do they accept it, and all this other stuff. There's a lot of challenges in the way. And there's a lot of laws that are involved that could actually cancel this merger and make it fail. And maybe not go through. But the only thing I can say right now, guys, is we have to wait and see. Time will tell what happens with this potential merger and this potential $200 billion transcontinental railroad. Only time will tell. Right now, we are in the early stages of this merger, and it's all talk at this point. No papers have been signed. Nothing has gone more than just talking with Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern about what's going to happen and, making a deal. So, that's all I got to say right now. My opinions are, I don't think it's going to be that great, to be completely honest with you. I think we're fine just the way it is. And this is also another thing that Joe Hendricks, the CEO of CSX, said. I actually watched, I guess, a broadcast. It's actually on CSX's official Instagram page. He explained his opinion on the Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific merger, and he thinks that CSX is doing great. They don't need to merge right now. But they're also in talks with BNSF in case they do need to merge. So, right now, it's CSX and BNSF if there is a merger that's going to happen between those two railroads. So, I would consider this a potential mega merger. So, and if this Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern merger goes through, this is going to create a mega railroad. And it's going to be the biggest railroad in the United States. So, just be prepared. That's all I can tell you. Only time will tell, guys, what will happen with this merger. Alright, guys, that's all I got for you today. Feel free to watch another video on my channel, and again, we post a bunch of awesome railroad content and news like this, and videos like this, so feel free to watch them. And until next time, we'll see you guys down the tracks and trackside. Thank you. Peace out, guys.